Hi guys, welcome back to video 5 of 12 of these videos, and today I'm going to be talking into the subconscious mind. So my name's Stephen Green. If you haven't seen videos 1 to 4, go back and have a look at them first. This is the 5th video, and I'd advise you just keep watching them over and over again because you'll get a different nugget each time you listen to them. So video 5 is on the subconscious mind. And what is it I mean by the subconscious mind? Well, you actually have two parts to your brain. You have the conscious and you have the subconscious. And to put it in perspective, the conscious mind can take in 134 bits of information per second, and the subconscious mind can take in 2 million bits of information per second. And let me just tell you what that's the equivalent of. It's the equivalent of one horse pulling that way and 16,000 horses pulling in the opposite way. I'm sure you could see which of those is going to win. The subconscious mind is way more powerful than the conscious mind. Subconscious is where all the long-term memory is stored. So if you've had any sort of trauma or you've got any sort of guilt, maybe it's PTSD, maybe it's some anger in the past about a particular person or anything like that, that's all stored in the subconscious mind. So how do we get this subconscious mind working for us then, so we can actually use it to our advantage? Because the subconscious mind is it's doing everything, and I've probably mentioned this in previous videos, that you weren't aware of what the subconscious, that you had pressure on your ass or your feet right now if you stood up, and that's there all the time. The subconscious mind cancels these things out because it doesn't need to know them all, so it's automatically doing things. So we need to go to something called mind gym, and the subconscious mind, it's basically, if we can train it by putting in positive content, and that could be videos, it could be reading, it could be going to positive events, can be being around positive people. So all of these things are beneficial to the subconscious mind. And when you start putting, whatever you put in has to come out. So the more positive stuff you keep listening to, eventually that starts to be embedded into your mind, and you start to think differently, you start to talk differently, you'll find yourself saying certain phrases and think, oh, where did that come from? And that's all around the subconscious mind. So when you can learn to put things into the subconscious mind, the best time for that is before you go to bed. So if you were to listen to positive things, you're probably not going to want to listen to Tony Robbins. If you haven't listened to Tony Robbins, he's an amazing American motivational guy, but he's very upbeat. He's kind of person you want to listen to if you want to raise your state and you want to be in a bit of a more lively state. Probably not the type of person to listen to before bed. But somebody like Jim Rohn or Earl Nightingale, some of the older guys have passed away now, but quite relaxing, soothing voices. And if you listen to this kind of content, then that will definitely help you if you just keep listening to it over and over and over again. And the more you're listening to it, the more it'll start to be embedded, the more you'll start to adopt it as your own belief system and your model of the world as well. So something within the subconscious mind is being aware of the language which we say, which we talked about last time. So the internal dialogue, how we treat ourselves. The subconscious mind remembers all of these things. So it's really about you giving yourself that unfair advantage, I sometimes call it, over other people. So learning to get the subconscious mind working for you. So have a look for some positive material, positive books, positive audio, motivational. Could be getting yourself around positive people, putting yourself in positive events and things like that. The kind of events we run on mindset and property, you get a lot of positive people and they're all willing to help each other. So if you've got problems and things like that, you don't have people sort of laughing at you or anything like that. In the groups that we work in, everyone supports each other. And if somebody's got a bit of a challenge, then everybody mucks in and everybody helps each other. So that's what you want to be doing, is you want to be putting more work into your subconscious mind and clean up your language, which is what we covered in the last video, your internal dialogue. If you didn't watch that, go back and watch that particular one. So that's it for this video. It's quite a short one on the subconscious mind, and that's just about, like I say, putting your mind in a more positive state, because your mind's like a garden, and whatever you plant in there, if you put weeds in there, then that's what's going to grow, and if you put positive things in there, then that's what's going to grow too. So it's about removing things from your life. I call it the weeds and acorns. So the more acorns you can plant, then the bigger oak trees you'll have. And if you are putting weeds in, then unfortunately that's what you're going to get. So it's about removing the shit from your life, removing negative people, removing negative programs, removing negative videos, negative environments, and swapping them for positive people, positive environments, people who are going to push you on and help you and encourage you. And those people that just pull you back, you've got to get them out of your life. So that's it for today. That's on subconscious mind. If you haven't seen the previous videos, go back and watch them. If you haven't subscribed, do it straight away now so you can watch more content, more of these positive videos, things on how to improve your income, business tips, general life things, how to speak to your kids, how to improve their belief system. So subscribe now, like and share the page, tag somebody in it if you know somebody will benefit from this video. And if you look in the description, you'll see you can download my free book. There's free events, and there's also the documentary The Homeless Millionaire, which has had over 20,000 views now. And that was a documentary that I'd done where I decided to take drugs, and I lived on the street. So I stayed rough, and I took drugs, and I had a little challenge for myself, and just getting out there and seeing what it was really like on the streets. So if you haven't seen that, it's a great documentary. Have a look at it, and I will see you back on the next video. Thank you, Stephen.